Yo, what is up, YouTube? It's your boy, YBP Gang, YBP Nation, YBP Boxing, YBP MMA. Coming at y'all with another early fight prediction for Conor McGregor versus Michael Chandler. It just got announced off Conor McGregor's Twitter. He posted like some sort of UFC Fight Pass leak countdown, pretty much showing his fight and another fight. I'll try to post it or put it on the video. It's showing like countdown to 296, like 111 hours, something like that, or 111 days, something like that, until his fight. Coming from Conor, it's hard to say, because, a lot of the stuff that Conor says is not really true. I was debating whether to even put the video out. Like, maybe I should just wait for the UFC announcement, but, it don't really matter. This fight, I think, is going to happen eventually. I don't know if this is the correct date. I'm still skeptical if this fight's going to happen at 296 like Conor's claiming, but I think this is probably going to be the fight. I don't really buy that Conor Gaethje was ever really in the works. As crazy of a fight it would be, as good of a fight it would be. I just think Gaethje's kind of over that. He's not really entertaining. He was entertaining for a little bit, but it's hard for me to see Conor going for that fight. They had a whole tough season with Chandler, obviously. And I think he does a lot of stuff for the moment, for the clicks. If Gaethje gets a knockout, if Poirier was to knock out Gaethje, he would have been like, oh, Poirier, let's run it back again. So he does a lot of stuff in the moment. But I think, when you really, round it out, get back to just like the correct headspace, forget all this other stuff, just calm down. I mean, he was even calling out KSI, if you guys are familiar with him, influencer, doing the influencer boxing stuff. I think it was at the Anthony Joshua Helenius fight, called him out. So, you can't really, he said he wants to fight him in bare knuckle. There was the Mike Perry rumors, so all this other stuff. So you can't really take what he says too seriously, but that seems to have some sort of validity. So we'll break it down to the best of my knowledge. I don't want to make this video too long, but we see with Chandler, he's gonna have the smaller dimensions. 5'8", 37 years old, 71 inches in reach. Iron Michael Chandler, obviously. Last fight got choked out by Poirier. Pretty back and forth fight, man. The thing with Chandler is the biggest thing I think, because I'm on the boat. I'm on the side that I truly think if Chandler could, if he had way better fight IQ and actually fought smart, I think he could be champion right now. He has the tools, he has the wrestling, he's super strong, hits really hard. I think stylistically he's a dangerous fight for Islam, but he doesn't fight smart. He doesn't, he just goes out there tries to put on a show. We're looking at a guy who, off the Dan Hooker win, he's 2 seconds away from being champion if he just continues ground and pound and finishes Olivier, but then he gets finished in the second round. The Gaethje fight, there's always moments in all the fights. I mean, the Poirier fight, slams Poirier on the ground, somehow lands in a disadvantageous position and gets rear naked choked. So, he just does stupid stuff. So that's where I'm kind of cautious, as I guess you guys can kind of figure out where I'm going with this. I'm going to pick Chandler. But I am a little, I'm cautious because I know that Chandler likes to fight dumb. He likes to fight stupid. But hopefully he comes to his senses. You've done all this. You've gone to the finish line. You took your chance. You've been waiting all this time. He's kind of wasting his prime almost. You could have had, maybe a fight here. Maybe he's potentially waiting for a Conor fight that might not be happening. That was a big narrative. People are like, you're 37, fight. If the goal is to, he did say he's trying to be here for a good time, not a long time, but you do want to be getting these big fights on the UFC stage. You could just be wasting your career for a fight that probably isn't going to happen, but he seems to be at the finish line. Hopefully, once that fight happens and if they step into the ring and everything goes well, he actually does fight smart, promotes the hell out of the fight, but actually tries to wrestle, doesn't get too reckless on the feet. just fight smart. I think he'll really give himself a really good chance in this fight. We look at Conor, 35 years old, younger guy in this matchup, 5'9", and 74-inch reach. I think Conor, when he's on, I think he's a really tough guy to beat. I mean, he defended like some of Khabib's takedowns really well. He had decent takedown defense in that matchup, surprisingly. But that's so long ago. So, but if we're just looking at the Poirier matchup, both Poirier fights. Yeah, I mean, he didn't look bad, honestly, in the first the rematch, and even in the trilogy, he didn't even look bad in those fights. Don Cerrone didn't really like teach us anything really, but he didn't look bad in those fights. Honestly, my Chandler pick really just comes from the fact that I think Chandler's just like so athletic. He could just be so explosive, out of positions. He has crazy wrestling. And I think with some improved fight IQ, he could really like cause Conor some trouble. And he had the loss against Poirier, obviously, getting knocked down in the second round. He didn't look bad in those fights though, man. I'm not even gonna lie, like he does, but he's definitely not the fighter that he used to be. I don't know. It's a really hard fight to pick, honestly. I'm talking myself into even like a Conor pick, but I can't pick him, like he's been so inactive. I mean, he hasn't fought since 2021. Chandler's been in there. I think that's a really big thing too. And then with the leg injury, all this type of stuff, I got to go with the more active fighter, a fighter who I think has a really good path to victory, and a fighter I think if he fights smart, he could really get the job done. So it's a risky pick. I really don't. If you think Conor's gonna get it, I'm not gonna look at you and be like, you're crazy. I don't really feel too strongly picking Chandler. I felt a little stronger a couple months ago when like the rumors were flying that these guys were gonna fight. But I'm coming closer to the fight, and I don't know, man. It's a hard fight to predict, but I think if you had to choose a side, it's dog or pass. I think Conor's gonna be a favorite in this fight, not by much, and with Chandler's wrestling, explosiveness, strength, crazy power. I think he could get the job done, overwhelm Conor a little bit, put the pressure on him, fight smart, maybe not make this fight as exciting as it probably should be, make it a little boring. He can get the job done in this fight. He has the capability. So, for this, I'm gonna get I like Michael Chandler by second round knockout. He just sparks him out, That's all I really got for y'all today. Leave a like on the video, subscribe. Peace out, Moscow. You already know what it is.